you enjoyed the first video of our USDLDF competition series. It will highlight how our team prepared for this competition. The Imperial Lions team didn't start the practice for the competition until really after the Chinese New Year's, and that's really the end of March. But even then, we had a bunch of performances booked in May. Basically every single weekend we had a performance. So we were balancing between getting all our members ready to do those performances. At the same exact time, we had to get ready and make the routine for the competition and make the process for the competition.
Take this and place it down. The same thing, you guys place these down too, okay?
At the beginning of the day, we had a completely different setup where we were using maybe 14, 15 benches and really putting together. So me and Lloyd, who worked on the props a lot, we went back and forth to really see how we wanted to set up the benches, how we want to make new props and see what could really work out for this new layout for this new competition.
The biggest things for us is that our biggest difficulty was just the weather. A lot of days where it was just raining, snowing, and that's New England weather, so really we had 5-6 weeks to really prepare for this and put the whole team together.
I'd like to introduce our head coach, Hung Ngo, our specials coach and prop designer, Lloyd Tran, our Lions coach, Dong Chiu, and our band coach, Ting Huang. My name is Thompson Tranfi, and I'll be asking our coaches here about preparation during the USDLDF competition. What are some of the questions that the coaches had to ask themselves frequently during or even before the practices start?
Kind of throughout the practice, I kind of keep a mental checklist of kind of things that I felt like didn't feel as right. Because there might be some, maybe just off days where some tricks, the previous practice might have been like really good and really smooth, but for some reason this practice, like it just feels kind of off and things like that, or even the actual routine itself, or things that we might need to improve on, or just generally overall things that I feel as though kind of seems a little bit off, or things that could be improved on. I keep a mental checklist of it, and at the end of each practice I kind of go through it with myself and just kind of make a individual goal or plan for myself as to kind of what I would want to be able to fix for the next practice and going forward and things like that.
The biggest thing is whether or not you want to keep moving forward, as in, you know, keep expanding the routine, or you want to, you know, keep running it through basically. Because if you keep expanding, you know, you want to make sure all the band members and all the cymballers and all the gongs, you know, that they, you know, are pretty solid on the routine. Or, you know, if you don't feel that way, or if you're not confident yet, then you have to ask, you have to ask yourself the question: should I keep moving forward, and should I keep teaching more parts of the routine, or should I, you know, bring it a step back basically and make sure and keep running it through so that all the members of the band are, you know, solid and, you know, confident with being able to move forward. So it's being able to read the band and the current situation that they're in, and then I'm sure that, you know, in terms of the routine, like in terms of the Lions, it's the exact same thing. So
Myself, my role was sort of that third-party person. So I imagine myself as, if I'm an audience member, if I'm a judge, how will I look at this? How will I really grade that performance and whatnot? So every time I see the Lions run through it, every time I hear the band play their beats and things like that, I'm just imagining, would I like this if I was on the team, if I wasn't the coach and whatnot? So as I'm looking at it, I'm asking myself, where can I change the routine? Where can I make it fast? And maybe where can I make it more interesting and not really bore the audience and gain all the points we need to get that the judges will really like as well. So as I'm going through it, I'm constantly evolving the routine, making it best as possible, and sort of produce the best product that we can on that competition day.
For Coach Ngo, what was the most frustrating thing about coaching the routine to the line? And for Coach Chiu, what was the most frustrating thing about meeting that standard that Coach Ngo needed?
I constantly tell the Lions, okay, we gotta really make sure the small detail was that one extra step, that one extra second that we gotta take to make the routine look as best as possible, to make the line look realistic and things like that. So those things, sometimes I had to keep telling the line, all right, let's try it again. I want it to look exactly like this, you know. So I know it get annoying sometimes, but I mean, that's how we do it for these competitions.
I think for the team in general, our kind of mentality is always, we've always really set the bar really high for ourselves in terms of expectations and kind of what we expect out of ourselves and each other. So going through you know, when we learn the routine and when we're trying to execute it and things like that, sometimes it might not go perfectly. And I think just because of our kind of already our set mentality of, oh, it kind of has to meet expectation, it has to be as perfect as possible and things like that. For me, I know I get frustrated just with myself because, you know, when you mess up a trick and things like that, you're, you know, it might be human error or it just might be the props or any other element and things like that, but you get frustrated because you're kind of, you feel as though you're not up there with that expectation or that standard. So there's that aspect of it, but I think there's also the aspect for myself that you have to kind of balance it out because there are some things that maybe you're just not doing it correctly. So I myself, like, I have to work on the trick and things like that.
Now this question is for Coach Huang, the band coach. Now it's very fortunate that the team did not get any noise complaints. How did the team work around getting the band to sync up with the routine without disturbing the neighbors?
You know, when it comes to using the legitimate instruments, it gets very loud. So, because you have drum, you have 4 cymbals, you have a gong, you know, that's 6 people, you know, banging on instruments all day. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of noise complaints. So how we work around it is that there's actually this yellow trash can, and I replaced my drum with the yellow trash can, and I've actually used that yellow trash can for like 3 years, so, you know, me and them have grown a pretty good bond. So that's for the drum, and then, you know, when it comes to the actual cymbals, they can't use the cymbals outside because they get very loud. So at the beginning of the routine, you know, they start just clapping, and then after that we have these wooden blocks basically that they, you know, that they hit on. And
Number 1, where did you guys learn the Imperial sound?
ooh, we don't learn the Imperial sound, we create it.
2, would you guys do some fire-breathing line dance performance? Okay, I'll answer this. Probably not. I think it's not realistic for a lion to breathe fire. I think way back then, we actually did that before, but for like Chinese New Year's and stuff like that. But I don't think anytime soon. Yeah.
Those lions are way too expensive for anything to happen.
All right, last question. 3, any plans to branch out into dragon dancing? Me personally, I do want to do dragon dancing. I haven't really practiced it too much, but the biggest struggle is right now that we need a dragon. So if any of you guys have any dragons you guys want to donate, please do, and we'll go right into it.
Yep.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. This was our first video on the preparations that we did for the competition that just passed.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video and enjoyed the Q&A that we just had.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as our other facial.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. This was our first video on the preparations that we did for the competition that just passed.
Hope you guys enjoy the content of this video and our Q&A.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as check out our other...
What are you doing?
And we will see you guys next time.